Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, today we are talking about azelaic acid and how it can help your hyperpigmentation, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation left behind from acne marks. This is part of a series that I'm doing at the moment for treatments that can help to fade your post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. So we will be talking about things like tretinoin, niacinamide, AHAs, and today, azelaic acid. So let's get straight into it, guys. Oh yeah, PS, if you like skincare content, then subscribe down below because I have a new video every week. Okay, so first question, what is azelaic acid? So azelaic acid is produced naturally by yeast that lives on the skin. And azelaic acid is effective for treating acne, improving skin texture, and reducing pigmentation, which is what we're going to be focusing on today, but you can also do so much more. So how does azelaic acid work, and how is it going to help you to fade your post-inflammatory marks? So azelaic acid is it reminds me of benzoyl peroxide in the sense that it targets and attacks the bacteria that is causing the acne. I should probably say the main big bully bacteria that is causing the acne. There's a gang of them, but azelaic acid is going to really target the gang leader. Azelaic acid has anti-inflammatory sort of effects, which is why it's often used for rosacea and a lot of redness that comes with that condition. Also, this fact, let me get it, 20% azelaic acid cream lightens melasma as effectively as 4% hydroquinone. I took that fact from Dermatica. That's fantastic. So the cream I use currently in the mornings is Skinoren, 20% azelaic acid. And I'm using that to help fight my dark marks left behind from my acne. So that kind of leads me into where can I get azelaic acid? So I'm going to talk about where I got it first. So basically this brand Skinoren is available by prescription. So this is prescription strength azelaic acid, and I got it from Boots Clinic here in the UK, which is a pharmacy, and I mentioned I use this during the day, probably realistically about 5 times a week. Now, where I said that fact just came from was Dermatica. So I have a Dermatica treatment, you may or may not know. Basically I have videos on it, I will leave them down below if you want to see. And this is my treatment for the evening. So this is adapalene at 0.1%, 4% niacinamide in here, and 4% azelaic acid. This is one of the places where you can get azelaic acid because they're actually releasing an azelaic acid treatment on its own, which is also 20%. Literally only saw this when I was going to go to their website to find out some facts about azelaic acid, and I saw that and it was like, that will probably be beneficial for this video. If you are interested in getting that, they're currently on like a coming soon wait list kind of thing. So I did think that is worth a mention. Whether you want azelaic acid in one treatment and therefore you have it in here, you can rely on it, or if you want a stronger strength, or if you want both, like me, then you can do it that way. There are so many different brands that do azelaic acid. I will mention some very popular ones is one by The Ordinary, which is 10% azelaic acid. Always sold out because I was actually gonna get the 10% azelaic acid from The Ordinary. When I could not get my hands on it, I was like, do you know what? Let me just go and get the prescription 20% azelaic acid. Then you have the Paula's Choice 10% azelaic acid booster, which is also highly raved. I've never tried these, by the way, but if you're looking for one, that is a really good one. And in other countries, there will probably be some azelaic acids based on prescription, but under a different brand. If you have an azelaic acid that you love, leave it down below just to share with other people, for anyone that might be looking for a particular strength or by a particular brand, leave it below. So how do you use azelaic acid? So similar to most treatments, you're going to want to cleanse your skin first. Azelaic acid, the Skinoren leaflet that this came with, for example, mentioned that you can use it AM and PM, but obviously you've got to bear in mind what other actives you might have in your skincare routine. For me, in the evening, I really prioritize my adapalene, my retinoid, which I am going to continue use with no matter what. Once you have cleansed your face, you're going to need to leave it to dry. Generally, you don't apply a topical prescription strength treatment onto damp skin. You let it dry and give it a good amount of time, and then go in with a pea-sized amount, which is a tiny amount, people. Small amount, thin layer across the face. I personally find that azelaic acid creams tend to be quite thick. Always use a sunscreen no matter what with your routine, but particularly when using prescription strength topical treatments. And of course, avoid harsh chemicals, avoid certain acids. Azelaic acid generally tends to go with most other treatments. For example, that's how it's with adapalene in here and niacinamide. It's mixed in. It tends to be okay with most. However, you don't want to overdo it, especially if the skin is adjusting to it, which leads me into when you are using it, ease into it. Don't just suddenly go using it every single day. Depending on the percentage and how well you know your skin, generally with anything that is topical, I would recommend easing into it. There's nothing that you can lose from doing that. It's only going to benefit you by easing into the process and letting your skin become accustomed to the azelaic acid. It also allows you to sort of understand where you can slip this into your skincare routine and where you feel comfortable using it. As usual, give time to build tolerance, perhaps if you want to start with a lower strength and then build your way up. So I'm just going to touch on some of my experience using Skinoren Azelaic Acid. Basically, I used it a couple of years ago, again, prescription strength, 20%, exactly the same brand. I cannot remember for the life of me, I'm not going to lie. I have used many acne treatments. I have had acne for a very long time, and my skin fluctuates from times where it is very acnogenic and has a lot of whiteheads, blackheads, so be it. And then I have times when my skin is practically clear. And I cannot remember what Skinoren was like. However, I've started to incorporate it now, and azelaic acid for me, the side effects that I personally feel is slight tingling sensation or burning. Actually, I would put it as mild itching, for sure, stinging, and some redness. I've experienced all of those, and they are common side effects of azelaic acid. These side effects can differ depending on the percentage of the azelaic acid you're using and also how your skin usually tolerates these kind of treatments. Like I said, I've just started incorporating it into my skincare routine again, so I can't show you any sort of before and afters, especially because I'm also using it alongside adapalene. Generally, azelaic acid is something that can be teamed with something else really strong and works really well. For example, azelaic acid and tretinoin can be super effective. That is a fact. Google it if you want to know more. And it's basically a great partner for a dream team and targeting your acne and your post-inflammatory marks and redness and inflammation. That is it's a fantastic treatment for that. When will I see results? I get that question a lot. Generally, when it comes to these kind of skincare treatments, you need to give it at least 8 to 12 weeks to really see some form of result. And that is because these treatments take time to adjust your skin. You know, your skin doesn't just switch up overnight and everything's fixed. Like if that was the case, then you could just go from one skin state into the next from just using a cream. These things take time, 3 months at least, to really see results. I recommend doing some progress pictures. It's just going to help you to see the difference, because sometimes time just flies and you feel like, is this cream even doing anything? But when you have a visual, it can really show you that yes, actually, wow, this has really done something over the course of 3 to 6 months. 6 to 12 months is for optimal results. Generally, that's what's said. So I'm going to give my azelaic acid at least 6 months until I decide whether I want to continue or not. Oh, another thing that I did forget to mention is azelaic acid can actually be used during pregnancy. So that is fantastic during pregnancy and breastfeeding. So it's a great option if you want to switch from one certain treatment that can't be used during pregnancy to another. Okay guys, that is everything that I wanted to say about azelaic acid. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more skincare content. This is a series, so I've already done one on tretinoin and azelaic acid. Remember that these two could be great together if you're considering using these for your post-inflammatory marks. Thanks so much for watching guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!